I need to tell this story because it's been eating me alive for 5 years, and I think enough time has passed that I can finally breathe easy. Let me preface this by saying I'm not proud of everything I did, but when your back is against the wall, and someone is actively trying to ruin your life, sometimes you fight dirty. I was with Chad for 3 years. Looking back, I can't believe I didn't see the red flags waving like a communist rally in Moscow. He was charming, sure, good-looking in that typical, gym rat kind of way. He talked a good game about being an entrepreneur, always hustling, but his hustle always seemed to involve borrowing money from me or his parents. Classic. The relationship deteriorated when he decided to start flipping houses. Now, I have a background in finance. I'm a CPA, and I understand risk assessment. Chad's plan consisted of buying dilapidated properties, doing the bare minimum to make them presentable, and then selling them for a hefty profit. No proper inspections, cutting corners on materials, hiring cheap, uninsured labor, the whole shebang. I warned him, repeatedly, that he was playing a dangerous game. He scoffed, called me a Debbie Downer, and told me I just didn't understand how real entrepreneurs operated. Things got worse when he convinced me to co-sign a loan for one of these properties. He painted a rosy picture of quick returns, promised to pay me back immediately, and swore he'd never let me down. I was an idiot. I was in love. I signed. Predictably, the market took a downturn, the shoddy renovations started to crumble, and potential buyers ran screaming. Chad was underwater. Deeply underwater. Instead of facing the music, he decided to get creative, as he put it. This is where the illegal activity really started. He started artificially inflating the value of the properties by using straw buyers, friends and family who agreed to purchase the homes at inflated prices with mortgages he helped them secure. Fraudulently, he'd then pocket the difference, leaving these people holding the bag. I found out about it when I accidentally saw an email chain detailing the whole scheme. I confronted him. He tried to gaslight me, telling me I was misunderstanding things, that it was all perfectly legal and above board. I knew he was lying. The next few weeks were a blur. I was terrified. I knew I had to get out, and I had to protect myself. I quietly consulted with a lawyer who told me I was potentially facing serious legal consequences for co-signing the loan and being aware of the fraud. He advised me to gather as much evidence as possible to prove my innocence and, if necessary, to expose Chad's operation. That's when I hatched my plan. It was risky, it was complicated, and it took months to execute, but it was the only way I saw to get out of this mess alive. First, I played the part of the supportive girlfriend. I acted like I believed his lies, like I was on board with his creative solutions. I started subtly suggesting ideas, supposedly to help him, that actually created a meticulous paper trail. For instance, I suggested he keep detailed records of all his transactions, arguing that it would look good to investors. He agreed, blissfully unaware that he was documenting his own demise. I helped him set up spreadsheets, file documents, and even suggested using a cloud-based storage system for all his important files. This was key. Then, under the guise of helping him manage his finances, since he was so busy, I gained access to all his accounts, bank accounts, email accounts, loan documents, everything. I copied everything. I meticulously cataloged every transaction, every conversation, every piece of evidence that proved his fraud. I made sure to store it all on a secure, encrypted hard drive hidden away at a safety deposit box. Next, I started distancing myself from him, slowly but surely. I feigned burnout from helping him, claiming I needed to focus on my own career. I started spending more time with my friends and family, creating an alibi for the inevitable fallout. Finally, I broke up with him. I kept it simple, telling him I just couldn't see a future for us. He was furious, accused me of abandoning him when he needed me most, but I stood my ground. I knew the storm was coming, and I needed to be clear of him when it hit. A few weeks later, I received a letter from the bank, demanding immediate payment on the loan I had co-signed. They were threatening foreclosure, lawsuits, the whole 9 yards. I called my lawyer. It was time. I handed over the hard drive with all the evidence I had gathered to my lawyer. He was stunned. He said he'd never seen such a comprehensive and well-documented case of fraud. He immediately contacted the authorities, the FBI, the IRS, the whole alphabet soup of federal agencies. The investigation was swift and brutal. Chad's entire operation was exposed. The straw buyers panicked and started singing like canaries. He was arrested and charged with multiple counts of fraud, money laundering, and conspiracy. The trial was a circus. Chad tried to blame everyone but himself, claiming he was just a victim of bad luck. But the evidence was overwhelming. He was convicted on all counts and sentenced to a lengthy prison term. As for me, I testified as a witness for the prosecution. My lawyer presented the evidence I had gathered, proving that I was unaware of Chad's fraudulent activities and that I had acted in good faith. The judge ruled in my favor, absolving me of any liability for the loan. I lost a lot during that time. I lost my relationship, I lost my trust in people, and I lost a lot of sleep. But I also gained something. I gained a newfound sense of strength and resilience. I learned that sometimes you have to fight fire with fire, even if it means getting your hands dirty. The aftermath wasn't easy. Chad's family and friends turned on me, accusing me of ruining his life. I received threatening phone calls and hate mail. I had to change my phone number and address. But I refused to be intimidated. I knew I had done the right thing. 5 years later, Chad is still in prison. His properties have been seized and sold off to pay back the victims of his scheme. I've rebuilt my life. I'm now a partner at my firm. I'm married to a wonderful man who values honesty and integrity above all else. Sometimes, I still think about Chad. I wonder if he ever understands the magnitude of what he did. I wonder if he ever regrets his choices. But then I remember the fear and desperation I felt when I realized he was dragging me down with him, and I know that I did what I had to do to survive. The paper trail he created, the paper trail I subtly encouraged him to create, became his undoing. And in the end, it saved me.